This is the review of the Panasonic ER1510S hair clipper. Why did I buy it? Because my hair was getting really long and uncomfortable. I didn't want to go to the barber shop to cut it during the current pandemic, and I wanted to cut a crew cut. And so hair clippers are perfect for the job. That's why I bought it. So what's inside this box? When you take the contents of the box out, you'll find this: a tray, a manual, and a warranty card. Do not throw away the warranty card or the manual. The manual is very useful. It contains a lot of detailed information about each of the parts and accessories and how to use them and maintain and clean them. And there's also very specific information and instructions about how to apply the oil to the cutting blade, which is very important. So keep the manual and read through it carefully. Inside this tray, you've got the actual hair clipper itself, which looks like this. And then you have to the right, you've got these 6 different lengths of comb attachments for cutting different lengths of hair. And you attach these to the top end of this hair clipper. Now, to make it easier to store these different hair comb attachments, you've got these 2 plastic stands. So you can put the hair comb attachments in here while you're actually cutting hair. And then you get the appropriate one, and then you stick it on the top end, like that. These are plastic clips which are used to clip onto the plastic stand and connect them to the charging stand, which I'll show you later. And these are brushes which are used to clean the blades after use. And this is the oil that I was talking about before. This oil is used to apply to the blades before and after use. It's very important that you apply this oil to maintain the blades well. And you can read the manual for details about how to apply the oil. And over here you have the charging stand and the actual charger itself, the charging cable. So what you do is you connect this to the charging stand, plug that into the electrical socket, and then you put the this hair clipper into the charging stand, and then it'll start charging. Now, apart from using this charger, you can actually also simply connect the power cable directly into this hair clipper and immediately start cutting hair. And I find that's really useful because sometimes you may not have charged it enough, and so while you're cutting hair it might suddenly stop in the middle. And so instead of having to wait to charge the hair clipper before continuing your cut, you can just simply connect the hair clipper directly to this power cable and then use the electricity from the socket and continue cutting hair. And this hair clipper also has a very useful function here. When you actually turn on this hair clipper, this light will turn on to indicate how much battery you have left. So it'll either have a light on high, mid, or low. High meaning that there's a lot of battery left in it, mid meaning that there's something in between, and low meaning that there's less than 10% battery left in it. So here we have mid, so that means that there's a medium amount of battery. And actually you can also sample how it sounds when this is turned on. It's not very loud. Now, are the batteries replaceable? Now, I've read the actual manual, and it says that you shouldn't try to replace the rechargeable batteries that are inside this hair clipper because there is a risk of fire. So no, it seems that you cannot replace the rechargeable batteries inside the hair clipper. as for the blade, the cutting blade itself, is that replaceable? Yes. I've checked on the website for Panasonic Hong Kong, and I could see that they were selling a separate replacement blade for this hair clipper. So yes, you can get replacement blades directly from Panasonic. And what different cutting lengths have we got here in this set? Well, we've actually got 6 different comb attachments with different hair lengths. And the cutting lengths for these comb attachments are 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters, 6 millimeters, 9, 12, and 15 millimeters. So if you use these 6 comb attachments, you've got 6 different hair lengths that you can cut at. But apart from these comb attachments, even without the comb attachments, you actually have 5 different cutting lengths on this hair clipper itself. You can see here there's 0.8 millimeters, 1.1, 1.4, 1.7, and 2.0. And you can change between the different lengths just by twisting this dial here. And then you have different cutting lengths without any comb attachments. But if you want to cut longer lengths of hair, then you'd have to use the comb attachments, which allow you to cut longer lengths of hair. Is this clipper washable in water? No, it is not washable with water, so don't throw it into a bucket of water to clean. Read the manual, which teaches you how to clean the blades with the included brush, and you can check out YouTube videos put online to see how other people sanitize their hair clippers safely without damaging the clipper itself. How easy is it to use yourself? Well, I don't actually have any experience cutting hair, whether it's someone else's hair or my own. And this is the first time I've ever cut my own hair, or anyone's hair for that matter. And I used this hair clipper, and I managed to do it all right without any serious injuries or any injuries at all. And all I did was use 2 mirrors, and I watched a few YouTube tutorials, and I managed to get it done myself. You probably won't get any prizes for hairstyle if you cut your own hair with hair clippers, but the main thing is that you manage to cut it short without needing to go to a barber shop, and maybe you can save yourself a bit of money. And I think the main thing to remember when you're trying this yourself is to be in a well-lit room, have sufficient mirrors so you can see where you're cutting, and when you're actually cutting, just try not to apply too much force. Don't grip it too tightly, because if you apply too much force, then there may be a risk that you could cut yourself or injure yourself. So just don't apply too much force. But in general, you shouldn't worry too much, because in fact hair clippers are designed quite safely. Because you see here, this is called a guide blade, and the actual cutting blade is the one inside. So this guide or guard blade actually protects your skin, because the actual cutting blade never touches your skin. There's always this guide blade which protects you. So unless you jam this really hard when you're cutting your hair, you shouldn't be injuring yourself. So do not apply too much force. Use a light touch when you're using the hair clippers. But if you use it properly and with the proper force, you should not injure yourself, because there is this guard blade which protects you. So all in all, I think this hair clipper is quite good. Good value for the money, and it allows you to cut your own hair quite easily without with a very minimal risk of injury, as long as you use it correctly.